And for real, and this type of comment, I'm not criticizing this commenter, I'm just saying the comment in general. I mean, like, dude, you guys, all of you who said that, it's like you say that as though this is worth saving. You say that as though there is some hope mathematically for the US dollar. $222 trillion of unfunded liabilities. There is no mathematical way to pay any of that. You can't have GDP go high enough to do that. You can massage some numbers at the Fed level or something like that and print a bunch of dollars, I guess, and give it to giant corporations to make it look like GDP is going up. In the meantime, everybody else goes broke. It's called pocket inflation. So you guys say this kind of stuff, and it's like, how is any of this worth saving? I'm not talking about the people. The people will be just fine. People will do exactly what they did back in the late 1700s when the continental dollar collapsed, because there was no way to pay any of its debts either. The US dollar is a debt-based currency that has no intrinsic or mathematical value of any kind. Of any kind. It is purely a Ponzi scheme used to pay for a bunch of crazy nonsense because people don't know any better. It's company store credit that you then cycle back into the same giant mega corporations. I mean, like, this is not worth saving. And of course, all those companies keep getting bailed out, which means that what makes them private? How are they private businesses? I'm sorry, but if you're getting giant, if you're getting the tax code written to force people to invest or gamble their money in the stock market, which gives your company more money than by rights it would ever have in the open market, especially from actual sophisticated investors that know that most of these companies are not worth investing in. Certainly not to the levels that people are invested. How does that make you a private company anymore? Because you're lobbying for tax. Come on. If you're using government and you're using, come on. There's nothing private about this. That's smoke and mirrors. And the seat of all that power is US dollar hegemony. And a few people are starting to figure that out. I mean, it starts slowly, then goes very quickly, right? Well, I mean, a few people, I've been talking about this stuff for many years, as have a few others. So no, this system isn't worth saving. It's not. The dollar isn't worth saving. Two things by collapsing the dollar that occur. The first is it wipes out all the debt. All the dollar-denominated debt pretty much goes away because, there you go. I mean, you just pay it off, which is what I propose. Send everybody $2 million if you have to. Whatever. I don't know, whatever number you need. You're going to conjure it nothing anyway, so who cares? The second thing that happens is it teaches people a very valuable lesson that you can't print your way to prosperity. You do have to do some work, and that nobody gets out of this without doing something, without being productive of some kind. Because if the dollar is worthless and the economy collapses, which, by the way, when you say the economy collapses, you're talking about the dollar collapsing. The economy is just people. The people aren't going to collapse. The people will be just fine. They'll figure it out. So, yeah, they'll just figure out that, you mean you actually have to have some skills and you have to know stuff and you have to go do things? Yes. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine having to burn calories. Imagine not being able to sit by a pool and do Zoom meetings all day long in a bikini, and doing videos about how you're working, sitting by the pool. No, that all goes away. The US dollar goes away, so does most of the government goes away, and all of their subsidies, all their nonsense, and all these fake jobs all go away. The rough equivalent of counting nuts and bolts in the Soviet Union. Same thing, it all goes away. And then we see who actually knows what they're doing in the real world.